No, we're not okay. Are you seeing what's going on right now? Of course all these teachers have mental illnesses. What else would happen to a person when you put them through things like this? 44% of teachers quit within their first 5 years of teaching. The average bachelor's degree costs around $70,000 in the United States. And compared to our equally educated peers, teachers make 20 to 35% less per year. Did you know that 7% of elementary school teachers have been physically assaulted by a student? Of course we're leaving. What else are you supposed to do? And of course your teachers sucked. What else were they supposed to do? It's not your fault. It was never your fault. I don't think it was ours either. But clearly something's not working. Welcome back to the quiet part. This is my 3rd year of being a professional science teacher. And I'm quitting. And honestly, I don't even feel the need to cite that much more data to you, because you know exactly why I am. And I know exactly why too. I thought today I'd try and make a video and try to put this into words for you, and it's hard. This is not my first take of this video. There's so much to say and so much to unpack and so much to do when there's nothing left to even think anymore. And this video is not going to be about why I'm quitting. It's about why everyone's quitting. That will come later. I'll get personal. But I want to face the general reason why things are the way they are. Why is education so toxic for teachers? Why is it so bad for students? Why is it like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole? Why does it just not work? And the answer is expectations. The expectations that we hold our students to. The expectations that we expect of our teachers. And how none of these things are appropriate for the situation at hand. Let me paint you a picture. In a single school day, I could go from consoling a child who's having a mental health crisis to a parent-teacher conference, to a professional development session where I'm told that I'm not good enough, to then host an after-school club in pursuit of teaching these kids something that's actually worthwhile. And then within that same week, I could be expected to deliver a standardized test. And then during my professional development meeting, all I hear all day is, we need to build these relationships better. It's the relationships with these students that'll make it work, while I look them in the eye and dress code them for having a bra strap showing. I can't be all these things at once. I can't be their parent and their counselor and their doctor and their teacher and their friend at the exact same time. And in fact, when I came into this career, I was trying not to do all of those things. I wanted to be an educator. I wanted to build a professional relationship with my students, one where they understood that I was a resource to them and that we could work collectively together. I wasn't going to pursue being their friend because that's toxic. And in fact, toxic, despite being therapy language, is really the only word I can think of anymore. This is toxic, man. There is a cognitive dissonance. There's a juxtaposition, a walking oxymoron that is happening, and it is being a teacher. You can't call me to be the authority and their friend at the exact same time, but that's what teachers and school districts are trying and being asked to do. School districts are trying to be the good guys, always the good guys. We can't be bad. What do you mean consequences? Expelling? That's unacceptable. We'll never do it again. And at the same time, those same districts are pursuing something called rigor. We're raising kids that are smart and disciplined and have skills, and they've grown up to be successful and sociable adults, while ignoring the fact that from the very beginning, the system was designed for these kids to be nothing more than workers. Of course things aren't okay. They were never supposed to be, were they? It's called empathy fatigue. Empathy fatigue is this situation that teachers face. It comes when you spend every day trying to help these people grow. You need to build a relationship with them, but you're still the authority figure. Those two things don't work together. That's what constitutes abuse, in fact, is a power imbalance. And the irony is that this toxicity goes both ways. It's not just the expectations we place on teachers, it's the lack of consequences we are providing for these children and young adults. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it happen. We have a student whose behaviors are off of the charts, and for some reason, we've decided that a teacher is going to be the solution. And years go by, that student is passed up and forward. Their behaviors are never addressed because we were never equipped to do it in the first place. And that student leaves school, they graduate by some great chance, and they ruin their life. They get in a fight in a bar somewhere. They push someone too hard. They never learn how to process their feelings, and they end it themselves. And somehow, that's on me. And I know what's going on. I know that they're trying to control me, that the system is designed to make me feel guilty, to make me feel responsible for every bad thing that can happen to these kids. And I know that that's how they get you. I know that that's how they keep us doing this. We feel guilty for anything we don't do for them. Those are our sins. Whatever we didn't do, despite what we've done, it is what we didn't do that will always be our sins as teachers. But I fall for it. I still feel I can't help it. It's on me. I could have saved them. Why am I trying to save them? That was never what I came here to do. How did this happen? Was it when they started talking out of both sides of their mouth, when they started saying that I was a hero and a babysitter at the same time? When did it get like this? Do you know why so many of your teachers sucked? I'm sure a lot of them were just bad people. They're just lazy. But you had so many teachers that didn't care because that was the only option left. You spend every waking day of your job getting poorly paid and abused, and all you're left with to do is to stop caring altogether. The only way to deal with this situation is to dehumanize these kids in your brain. The number of teachers I've talked to that don't even see kids as people is insane. But I know exactly how they got there. I know precisely where that conclusion came from. And it's because they were asked to do two things at the same time that can't be done. You can't be the boss and their friend at the same time. And so you go through this again and again. You realize I'm breaking these kids' hearts, man, and they're breaking mine. That venom gets spat at everyone like a snake, and it's poison. It's bad. And you try and do the right thing and be their friend and their boss at the same time. You try to be the authority and a comrade simultaneously. You try to do these things again and again, but every time they're the one that gets hurt, and that hurt comes back on you. And so what else is there to do but stop caring? You don't get how messed up it is. And so I'm out. I'm done pretending that I'm going to solve this problem from the inside when I could spend more time trying to tear it down, because whatever it is shouldn't exist. I joined this profession not because I loved my teachers, but because I hated so many of them. I did this out of spite. I wanted to give my students a better experience than I had, and I felt for the past 3 years I did just that. But I can tell that with every day that passes, I face greater fatigue and exhaustion. My empathy is running out. I'm being put through too much. I don't have more grace to give. There is no flex left in this rubber band. It will snap, and I'm going to leave before that happens. Because the alternatives are a breakdown or obsolescence. It's the teacher completely giving in to empathy and being nothing, being a shell, an emotionless, unkind, judgmental thing. I refuse to let that happen to anyone ever again, because I already went through it. So here I am stepping away, and I have a plan, but oh my God, am I stupid for trying? But I'm going to. And I don't think that I'm like special. I just can't handle not doing anything at this point. So I'm going to try to. And don't let anybody pull the hysteria card on you or on me, or on anyone who's decided to be crazy and try and do something about this situation. Because we might be going through it, and things might be rough. And yes, we're not okay, but that's all right. We can still do something about this and try to make things better in pursuit of a better world. That's where hope comes in. That's what it's for. But don't let anyone write it off as, oh, you've just lost it. Or, oh, you personally couldn't handle it. It's fine. Come on. It's just babysitting. They're wrong. I won't hear it. I want to do this right.